Yo, what's going on, everybody? This is Dylan Talk Sports. My name is Dylan. In today's video, what we're discussing is we're going to talk about the New York Knicks. Now, the New York Knicks, throughout the NBA playoffs, they were just battered with injuries in the regular season as well. Throughout the playoffs, it was just injury after injury after injury. Jalen Brunson went down at the end of the Indiana Pacers series. Bogdan Bogdanovic went down during the first round playoff series. Mitchell Robinson went down. Josh Hart had some injuries going on. Anunoby had some injuries there at the end of this, during the beginning of the Pacers series. And what I wanted to ask you guys and kind of get your opinion on is, if this New York Knicks team was fully healthy, could this team be the one to win the NBA championship this season? Because I'm not going to lie, the fact that they went to the 7-game series of the second round in the playoff series of the Eastern Conference semifinals, if they were healthy, oh, they would have swept the Pacers probably. They would have been able to get probably beat the Celtics in 6, and whoever they would have played in the Western Conference or out of the Western Conference, they probably would have beaten them as well. So what I wanted to do in this video is a couple of things. Number one, I want to talk about the team and how they did in the playoff series against the Indiana Pacers, what kind of went wrong, why they lost that series. Number two, I want to discuss the team, discuss the way the team played, how they looked, the kind of the reasoning why I think also Tom Thibodeau didn't make the correct adjustments after the injuries started piling up. And then number three, just kind of discuss the future of what this team could possibly be and why I think their championship window was this season and why next season is going to be a little bit more difficult, because this season almost set, like everything was set up perfectly for them to win the championship this season. But before I go any further, I'm gonna let you guys know all the info you're gonna be seeing on screen, anything that kind of pops up on screen. I'll put links to it all down in the description below, so if you want to go check it out for yourself, feel free. But without further ado, I'm gonna get straight into this. So if you're going to enjoy it, as always, make sure you're gonna drop a like onto this video. Be very much appreciated if you do so. But without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, as I said, the New York Knicks got beat by the Indiana Pacers in the East Conference semifinals. 7-game series. First 2 games went to New York. Then Indiana caught 2 games. Then the Pacers went to New York. It looked close in Game 5. New York got the win. Pacers got Game 6. And then Pacers came back and smoked the Knicks in Game 7. Mainly because the injuries, I think, just piled up. And it was too much for the Knicks at that point. Now, as you can see by the way the team played, the Knicks had some good players throughout the entire series. These stats you're seeing right here, as you can see, it's based off the entire postseason from the first round to the second round from whenever they played the 76ers and the Indiana Pacers combined. And a couple of things I want to point out. Number one, Jalen Brunson. All-NBA, MVP caliber player. He did his thing. He put in the work. Donte DiVincenzo, oh my God, this guy, like, I knew he was good. I knew he could ball out. I didn't know he was that good. Like, I want to say like 3 games in the Pacers series, he put up 30-35 points a game. Like, who the fuck is this guy? Anunoby, like I said, he got injured. He got hurt in Game 2, I believe. It was a hamstring. He tried to come back in Game 7. He put up like 5 points. He did everything he could throughout like the course of the series to try to get back. He tried to give it a run. He couldn't make it work. An interesting sight to see, Josh Hart, he played like every single minute throughout the whole postseason. I think they said a couple of the games he played every single minute. He never once saw the bench. There was a joke, I think, at one point where Mike Breen, the commentator, basically said, "Hey guys, look, Josh Hart's actually sitting on the bench." Now, one thing I do want to point out is look at the points differential. When you look at the first like 6, 7, 8 players, if that, and then right after that, the drop off is insane. And it's one reason why I want to say Thibodeau has this kind of issue, and I'm not the only one saying it. Analysts all over the NBA have been saying Thibodeau plays his guys into the ground. He runs them into the ground. He doesn't know how to stretch that out, expand the play or play call to where other guys get a chance to score the ball. And you can say all you want about, well, maybe it's because the other guys suck, and guys like DiVincenzo, Jalen Brunson, Anunoby, Burks, Hart, these guys actually can put the ball in the basket. These other guys cannot. Well, how are you ever going to know if they can or not when they're barely getting any minutes? And the minutes they do get is usually in garbage time at the end of the game, or maybe like for like 4 or 5 minutes throughout the middle of the second quarter, maybe sometimes the end of the third quarter, and all they're really doing is just playing some defense and passing the ball to the star players. As I said, with the injuries piling up, as we know, Jalen Brunson, if you were living under a rock, he got hurt in Game 7. He broke his hand. He ended up, I think he went to like swat down Tyrese Halliburton. It was a fast break. He tried to swipe down. He ended up smacking Halliburton's, I think it was his right knee. He ended up breaking his hand. It was not really that bad looking whenever I watched it, but then they showed later the x-rays confirmed it. One of the things that did kind of confirm my suspicion of why I think the Knicks really could have won the series or won the whole thing this year, a reporter basically kind of asking him, and it was a kind of a dumb question. He kind of asked him, do you think the season was successful and all that? And he said no, said flatly. Asked later, why was that the case? He responded, did we win the championship? Did we get close? No. So that's his mindset. And I realize a lot of people are going to say, oh, well, every single player is going to say that the whole goal was to win the championship every single year. But I'm serious. When you look at this team, look at how close they got. No Bogdanovic, no Brunson at the end of the Game 7. They very well could have won that game, Game 7, if they had Brunson. Like, I just want to kind of show you guys, I believe it was like right here in like the third-ish kind of fourth quarter. The game was getting a little bit out of hand. Yes, it was. I'm willing to admit that. But that's when Jalen Brunson ended up breaking his hand. What happens with the New York Knicks as the fourth quarter kind of gets late? The team kind of settles in. The defense, the intensity kicks up. The Knicks, they hunt. They hound you. And that's also the time when Jalen Brunson is just like, give me the ball, let me do the work. He starts putting in work, getting some mid-range jumpers. DiVincenzo starts making some threes. Josh Hart plays his aggressive defense, getting offensive rebounds. If Mitchell Robinson was healthy, he'd been getting those rebounds. The Pacers would have been not able to drive to the rack. And I mean, hell, you look at the score, like right here, 6:28 to go with a 13-point lead. And that was with like some just bums out there. Like the Knicks, like I said, Brunson not there. Josh Hart, I think he ended up getting some rest time there towards the end of the game. OG Anunoby, he was out. Like Bogdanovich out, Mitch Robinson out. Like these are your starters. These are some of your starters that are just not playing. Julius Randle wasn't even out there. I forgot to mention him. He got surgery back. I want to say February he got the surgery. He's been out this entire time with the shoulder surgery. Just imagine if Jalen Brunson was able to pull something out of his ass, win that game 7, and then let's say Julius Randle somehow with the shoulder surgery, they found out if they make it to the finals, he's gonna be back. Mitchell Robinson doesn't get hurt. He's still out there. Anunoby doesn't get hurt. They're still playing. And this team is very easily, like I said, winning against the Pacers. They're winning game 7. The Celtics, they would not be playing the Pacers. They would have been playing the New York Knicks. The Knicks would have probably beat the Celtics in 6 or 7, but I'm telling you right now, the Knicks were winning that series. And then whoever came out of the West, I'm sorry, it didn't matter if it was the Nuggets, the Mavericks, the Timberwolves, whoever it would have been. It was going to be the Knicks on top. For anybody curious, I'm not a Knicks fan. I'm a Cavs fan, and it fucking hurts me to say it. But I really do think the Knicks were winning the championship this year if they were healthy. Now, like I said earlier about this being like a championship window for the New York Knicks, I want you guys to look at the 2023-2024 active roster they had for this season. Take a look at it. You notice anything kind of weird about it? Look at the free agents. Alex Burke, he put in some work there at the end of the game in the fourth quarter for the Pacers. Even throughout the series, he was putting in work throughout the entire regular season. He's a free agent. Next up, Isaiah Hartenstein. People say he needs to go because of him being like 7 foot. He didn't really do anything for the team. But he is a young center. He is a really good player for the Knicks. The Knicks love having him. He's a free agent. Precious Achiuwa, he's a free agent as well. And then the rest of the guys down here, they're all kind of free agents, but I don't think the Knicks really give a fuck about them. So when you look at the team for next season, this is their roster. Now, obviously, they're going to add some people, but they still have their main guys. Here's the problem I have with the roster. The past 2 seasons, your whole formula has always been Jalen Brunson, go get us 30. Julius Randle, hopefully he doesn't have one of his 5.2 assists, 1 rebound type of games. If Anunoby can put in the work, Bogdanovich will be back. Hopefully he can put in some work. Josh Hart does his thing. Mitchell Robinson's there. DiVincenzo is still there. And McBride is still there. That's like your main roster you've had for the past 2 seasons. Like, you can't just play the same 8 guys all the time. That's why you see, like, with the Boston Celtics, they have depth. They are going like 10 guys deep into their roster because they have the guys now. Whereas with the Knicks, they have these 8 guys, and then as they start getting hurt, as Randall goes down, Brunson goes down, Anunoby goes down, Bogdanovich goes down, Robinson goes down. Like, look, you're down 5 of your 10 players or 11 players that you have for next season. But I'm going to wrap it up by kind of saying this. As I said, the New York Knicks, they were very easily winning the NBA championship this year. If they were healthy, they were winning it. Now, I do want to say, some people probably are saying it, the injury is a part of the game, no matter what sport it is, basketball, baseball, football, hockey, lacrosse, tennis, whatever sport it may be. I realize injuries are part of the game, and every team in the league is dealing with it. The Mavericks, Luka Doncic has a knee injury. The Celtics, Kristaps Porzingis hasn't played like the entire playoffs. He's dealing with something. Every team in the league is dealing with something. But when it comes to the New York Knicks, they were just ultimately cursed. The injury bug bit them, and it bit them hard. And I know there's a lot of New York Knicks fans that are pissed off at the way how it's just like they feel like they're cursed. They're getting attacked. This is unfair. I can't believe we lost everybody. If we would have even had one more person, we could have won. And like I said, as a Cavs fan, it pains me to say this, but I agree with them. If they even had one extra player, if Anunoby doesn't get hurt, if Jalen Brunson doesn't go for that swipe on the ball and doesn't break his hand, they're winning that game and gets that game 7. They're winning that game 7. They're going on beating Boston. And they're probably going to the NBA Finals to play, like I said, whoever came out of the Western Conference. Now, can they do it next season? It's going to be interesting to kind of see what they do with the team, how they rebuild. But I'm curious to see what they do. But other than that, I think I'm going to wrap it up there. Hopefully you guys did go and enjoy today's video. If you did enjoy it, as always, make sure you go and drop a like on today's video. be very much appreciated if you do so. If you wanted to watch the entirety of today's video, thank you very much. And like I said, if you have a different opinion, do you agree or disagree with anything I said? Do you think the Knicks would have won the title this year if they were 100% healthy? If you're a Knicks fan, whatever your opinion may be, whenever it came to the Knicks, did you like the way the team played this year? Do you think they were championship bound if they stayed healthy? Do you think they were still bound to lose, even if they had everybody? Whatever your opinion may be, leave your complete opinion down in the comment section down below. Be more welcome to talk about with you guys. If you're a fan of the content that I do post here and you want to go and hit that big red subscribe button, feel free to do so. And do not forget to hit that little notification bell to be notified second to post. But without further ado, this has been Don't Talk Sports. Have a great day. Peace.